at 78 years old. I thought I had already lost everything life could take from me. My youth, my strength, even my wife. But I was wrong. Because what I discovered one quiet afternoon didn't just break my heart, shattered the last piece of trust I had left in this world. My name is Harold. This house, the one I lived in for over 40 years, wasn't just a place, it was my life. Every corner held memories of my family. My daughter grew up here. I believed with all my heart that she would protect it, just like I did. My daughter, Emily, used to visit often after her mother passed away. She would bring groceries, sit with me, and talk about her life. I trusted her completely. I never questioned her decisions, never doubted her intentions. After all, she was my only family left. But over time, her visits became shorter, then less frequent. She always seemed busy, always in a hurry. I told myself that life was just getting harder for her. I didn't want to be a burden, so I stayed quiet. Even when something didn't feel right, one afternoon, a man knocked on my door. He wasn't someone I recognized. He introduced himself politely, but what he said next made my entire world stop. He told me he was there to inspect the property, because it had been sold. At first, I thought it was some kind of mistake. I laughed, thinking he had the wrong house, but he didn't laugh back. Instead, he showed me documents, official papers, with my address on them. And then I saw a name I never expected to see. It was my daughter's name. My hands started shaking as I looked at the papers again, hoping I had misunderstood. But everything was clear. The house, my house, had been sold, and the signature authorizing it was hers, not mine. I felt something collapse inside me. Not anger, not yet, just confusion. A deep, painful confusion. Why would she do this? Why wouldn't she tell me? Questions flooded my mind, but none of them had answers. I tried calling her immediately. My fingers trembled as I dialed her number. Each ring felt heavier than the last. When she finally answered, her voice sounded distant, almost cold. It wasn't the voice I remembered. I asked her about the house. There was a long pause. Then she sighed, as if she had been expecting this moment. And what she said next was something I will never forget for the rest of my life. She told me she had no choice. She said she was drowning in debt, that she had been struggling for years, hiding it from me. She didn't want me to worry. She didn't want me to see her fail, so she made a decision, without telling me. A decision that cost me everything. I tried to understand. I really did. She was my daughter. I wanted to believe she had a reason, but no matter how hard I tried, one question kept coming back to me. Why didn't she trust me enough to tell me the truth? We could have found another way. We could have faced it together, but instead, she chose silence. The same silence that now stood between us, colder than ever. Days passed, and I was told I had to leave the house soon. The walls that once felt warm now felt unfamiliar. Every room reminded me of what I was about to lose, not just a home, but a lifetime of memories. I packed my things slowly, holding on to small items that meant everything to me. Old photos, letters, pieces of a life that could never be replaced. And with each box, the reality became harder to ignore. My daughter came to see me one last time before I left. She stood there, unable to meet my eyes. I could see the guilt in her face, but guilt doesn't fix what's already broken. She tried to apologize. She said she thought it was the best decision, that it was the only way. But I didn't need explanations anymore. What I needed was the trust we once had, and that was already gone. Now, I live in a small rented room, far away from the place I once called home. At 78, I never thought I would have to start over again. But life doesn't always ask for permission. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Sometimes the people you trust the most are the ones who can hurt you the deepest. So, if you still have someone you love, don't hide the truth from them, because silence can destroy everything.